guys, it's water time. This was a full glass of water once, apparently not anymore. We gotta save that swishiness. When you guys were in school, and if you guys are still in school, you ever do the thing where, like, my friends used to do this all the time and I always hated it, and so I would ignore them to look cooler, but I don't think it made me look cooler at all. When people would be drinking, like, a soda, there's that statistic that the very bottom of the soda bottle is all spit, right? So, like, if somebody would say, hey, do you want the rest of my soda? If there's only, like, that much left, then everybody would be like, gross, you just want them to drink your spit, right? Or, like, if you are drinking your soda and then you have to go to class or something, you're like, hold on, let me finish my soda. Then everybody's like, gross, it's just the spit part anyway. That was like a big thing at my high school, and I have no idea. Yes, this is high school. This isn't middle school or anything lower than that. It's like this is full on. We shouldn't care anymore, but we did. We all cared very much, and so whenever I would be drinking something or drinking a soda, and I'd be at the end, at the very bottom of it, and everybody'd be like, "Gross, that's the spit part." I'd be like, "Delicious," and then I'd just drink it and stare everybody down. It's good times. It's good times. Thought of that because apparently this is the spit part. Delicious. And now I have no water. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, silly self. Silly, silly self. So, today, I was editing a video for tomorrow, and I wound up watching the rest of Black Cat. So I watched all of it, and yes, I do recommend it. It's on Hulu, and it's on the Funimation site, if you're able to watch it on either of those. If it's not region blocked, I have no idea, honestly. But, it's good. I wound up really liking it. I haven't heard anybody say anything like, the manga's way better, or the anime's way better than the manga, nothing like that. It's just people who really like it have said, oh man, have you read the manga? Which is usually a good sign, that, like, maybe the anime pulled from the manga in a good way. Because normally, for those of you who are not involved in the anime world, and I'm sure it works this way with people who are super into books, and when books get turned into movies as well, but with anime, because so often they only get one season, and so they have to wrap up the ending in a way that is not true to the original, right? A lot of times, people feel very strongly, and once the, like, one season series is done, which Black Cat is, everybody will start having wars and determining whether or not it was a good way to wrap everything up, given that they couldn't use the actual source material, right? Full Metal Alchemist is one of those. If you watch the original Full Metal Alchemist series, and now you know there's Brotherhood out, the reason that Brotherhood came out is because Brotherhood is the actual way that the story happened. So once the manga was finished, actually it was they were making Brotherhood while the manga was still going, but they knew it was going to end, and they were in talks with her so that they understood what was going to be happening. But, like, that's why Brotherhood came out, because there's this original series that ended in this, like, super bizarre way, and people were like, oh, that's really interesting, but then you read the manga and you're like, whoa, this is such an intricate, interesting story that, like, keeps going for so long. And I'm so glad that they made Brotherhood, because I personally think that Brotherhood is so much better than the original, but again, I love the manga, so that's always, like, an issue, and I watch for that. If I'm watching an anime, I always watch to see if people are going to be like, oh, you really should read the manga, it's so much better, right? Because if that's how people feel, that's exactly what they're going to say. But yeah, Black Cat I thought was good. I enjoyed it. And like I said, there was that tone shift that happened, like, near the beginning, and then it was pretty consistent throughout for the rest of it. I thought that all the characters were really interesting and fun, and I liked pretty much everybody that was in it. There's one character named Creed who's, like, super cray. He's, like, hella crazy. And I was having so much fun tweeting about him. I was just like, Creed, what? You are so weird. But it was good. was very good. And now I apparently have to catch up on Game of Thrones because Jesse has been telling me for a while that I needed to catch up before this week because he knew that this week stuff was going to start going down or things were going to go down. And so so he kept being like, you gotta catch up. You have to watch Game of Thrones. And I just didn't do it. And now that after I finished Black Cat, the second I went to Twitter, everybody was like, oh my god, Game of Thrones! Like, pfft. So I'm gonna catch up on Game of Thrones because I really need to do that. I need to catch up on Game of Thrones. I need to watch the rest of The Walking Dead. I need to do these things. I played TF2 for the first time in a while today, and that was awesome. Strippin and I were like, alright, let's play some TF2. And sometimes when I haven't played in a while, I do really badly. And other times when I haven't played in a while, I'm like, top of my game, right? So, we're playing on this server. We had to server hop for a while because these servers were just acting crazy. But we finally found one. I was like, alright. And it took no time at all for me to be top of the leaderboard on this team. And I was like, alright, I'm doing pretty good. And my score just kept going higher and higher and higher and higher. And I was like, yes, I feel so awesome right now. Which normally means that just, like, the other people on the teams were bad. Like, Strippin and I were literally the top 2 people on this team. And I was like, and he was like, you have the top score out of both teams. I was like, I know. This is a sign people need to up their game. But anyway, so we're playing, right? I'm getting more and more and more points. We're almost at the end of it. And I was like, yes, this is awesome. And then I get disconnected from the server. And sometimes that happens when people think you're hacking. I was like, I hope that is not what happened. Because there were all sorts of little kids the entire time. All sorts of little kids that were on there just being like, hacks! There are people hacking on here, so many hacksers! I mean, I shot that guy, like, hacks! I was like, oh my god. There was this dude who sounded like a straight up baby. And I was like, look, if I had a child and I was playing a multiplayer game that had voice capabilities, I would totally just be like, alright kid, press this button and then say whatever you want into that microphone. Just go to town, distract everyone. Like, it'd be so fun. These kids just say nonsense. Which is exactly what was coming through. It was just like, excuse me, I'm sorry, what? What are we listening to? But overall, the point is, overall, I did very well today, and I feel very proud of myself. The lowest I came the whole day was 2nd place. So I feel pretty good about myself. And I was playing heavy. Heavy is my main. I was playing heavy and pyro. And pyro is one of those ones where I'm like, sometimes I'm good with you, sometimes I'm not so good with you. And I was doing all right. I was proud of myself. But you know, some of those maps have med packs everywhere. That's what saved me. I played pyro on all of these different maps that had just med packs everywhere. I was like, this is great. So I just like go to like a crunch point where I knew there were going to be a bunch of dudes, and I just set them all on fire, let them shoot me a couple of times, and then I'd book it out of there and get a med pack, and then come on back and set everybody on fire again and be like, hee hee hee. That was like that was all I did. And it worked. It was great. It was great. So, oh, I drank all my water. I forgot. The spit thing. I was trying to make a point. Now I'm just left with no water. I do feel better today. I felt a lot better today than I did yesterday, but I'm still a little sick. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow morning. I've decided that. It's definitely going to happen. So, I say that because sometimes exercising when you're sick can make you feel a lot better. It's like get your body moving and everything like works itself out and etc. Especially when you're on the tail end of something. Sometimes it's like, oh, if I was just moving around more, you know, everything would kind of get moving and clear out. But sometimes you exercise and you're like, I'm going back to bed. Like, I can't do this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. 6 a.m. wake up time. Go to the gym, get ripped out of my mind, and then come back and try not to fall back to sleep because that would be very sad. Yeah, so that was my day. I hope that you guys had a good day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Mwah.